What's up, everybody? Welcome to Narco Cop MMA, and this is the Lambo Plays podcast, episode 100. We've hit episode 100 here. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. I appreciate you guys for being here, for showing me the support. Man, 100 shows in. I never even thought I would be at this point, but here we are now. It's been an incredible run. I appreciate my co-host Timothy as well. UFC Denver here. We got 12 fights somehow. We ended up with 12 fights. We started with 8 on this card. It's looking like a disaster. Now we have 12 fights. I think there's some really actually good matchups here. The matchmakers did a good job in matching these fights up. Hopefully we hit some Lambo plays. I am back from Vegas. Long trip. Long main event, got to end of day 3 almost and busted. But the good news is one of my very good friends is still in the main event with 59 people remaining, playing for $10 million. If he gets to that final table, I might make a trip back out to Vegas. Let me go over to my chat. Dixon, what is up, my man? Thank you for joining as usual. The Amsterdam. Let's cash, fellas. I like that name. Elijah, what's up, man? Let's go. Match prediction says, wow, episode 100. I'm live with the MMA cop and the Wagyu chef. Come a long way. Hands down, the most credible odd show out there. No shitty odds. Thank you, man. Really, really appreciate that. Happy Centennial, says Dixon. What is up, Mushroom? Thank you, man. Appreciate you. You're always in here, always supporting. Kristen, what is up? Thank you very much. Let's piss these bookies off. Of course, Sauna Pete, love the Saturday AM show. Yes. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Zell, this is nice hours before the fight. Oh, people are liking this show on a Saturday morning. Let's see how this goes. Jesse Q, happy fight day. Happy fight day, my man. Moise, what is up? I support this channel. Thank you, Moise. I appreciate you as well. Christian, major bags incoming in the Discord today. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. What have we all been waiting for? Thank you. Oh, you guys all been waiting for this. I appreciate you guys. Gusby, let's go. Mike Mad, finally live for this one. Yeah, I know. This Saturday morning. So Saturday morning for me, at least. Was following your WhatsApp run. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There will be blood. What is up? Ryan, my first live show because of my work schedule. Appreciate you as well. Thank you, Mr. Chico. Thank you, my friend. Double Flush. What is up, my man? Kyle Larson. Let's get that money. Thank you, my man. Black EDM. What's up, Marco? Oh, that's a new name. JJ, Mr. Late. What is up? Breezemaster. 100th episode. Let's slide in. Thank you. John Kelly. What is up, my man? Nice card to hit a Lambo parlay. Let's go, my man. TG, where you at, Narco? I'm hyped. I'm here. Shafiq, MMA line mover in the house. MMA propaholic in the house. Everybody's here. Holy moly, this show is rocking and rolling today. Sean Orr, he was there yesterday at LFA. We were there together. This guy was wearing his mask the whole time. I mean, I thought this mask thing was done, but apparently not. You know, Sean is still scared of, certain things. John Eck, what is up, my man? Thank you for joining. Let Fight Talk only. What's up? Man, there's so many comments. I need to get to the show. Love all you guys. Thank you very, very much. There is already 227 live viewers in here. Tim, let's start this card off, man. First fight of the night. It is in the lightweight. I'm sorry, it's in the welterweight division. It is the 8-2 Evan Elder versus the 12-7-1 Darius Flowers. And let's have you kick this one off.
Yeah, man, I'm not too high on Flowers. I think his win condition in this fight is round 1 KO. He's shown in a bunch of fights that he gasses really, really hard. He's horrible off of his back. He strikes so wildly that it's easy to get on takedowns on him. I think that Elder is going to cook him in this fight. I feel like Elder is going to be able to grapple him and take him down and eventually get him out in rounds 2 or round 3. I don't hate the sub in 2-3 as well, but I would just go 2-3, and then if you want to get greasy with it, do sub 2-3. I think that the jiu-jitsu on Flowers is really, really bad. Johnson had multiple opportunities to sub him. He just was going for Kimuras like a dumbass. So yeah, I just think that this is Elder's got the cardio. Elder's got an all-around game, durable enough to, take the shots early from Flowers, and Flowers is a kind of KO 1 or bust for me in this fight.
Yeah, I agree. I think Evan Elder actually has pretty damn good cardio. The guy keeps working in a lot of his fights. I mean, the Nazim fight, kind of travesty that he lost that fight because it was up 2-0. Ended up being a doctor stoppage for a cut. It is what it is. The Parsons one, he took on very, very short notice, up a weight class at 70. And Parsons is a very, very strong grappler himself. So he had troubles there because of the grappling. And he lost that one. Last time out against Gennaro, I didn't like seeing him get dropped. He took a big right hand. But, the thing is, when you catch – he was throwing and he didn't see the punch coming and he got dropped, but he recovered very, very fast, man. I think the guy is extremely durable. I do think that Flowers is dangerous early because he throws these unorthodox, wild strikes from all different angles. So he's extremely dangerous. But I think as the fight goes on, Elder is probably going to break this guy, in my opinion. I have a very, very big bet on the under 2.5 here. It was like minus 130-ish, minus 120-ish even at some point. I just think Elder is going to finish him most likely in round 2, but maybe early round 3. So Elder sub 2-3 is 600 on FanDuel. That's my Lambo parlay here. I'm afraid that he might be able to maybe finish him with ground and pound as well, which is a little bit scary. But I on the ground, this guy is just gonna. I think Flowers is the type of guy that instead of getting getting KO'd on the ground, he's just going to turn around and give up his neck and tell him, sub me, because this guy's been subbed multiple times. And I know Elder only has one submission, but the ground game is much, much better than Darius Flowers. So I do think takedowns are going to be tough early when Flowers is fresh because he's very athletic and springy, and I don't think takedowns are going to come early, but as he goes later in this fight, I think he tires at elevation. Also, the other thing is I was looking at Flowers, and dude, this guy is a truck driver. He's driving trucks across the country. So I'm not sure how into MMA he is anymore. He needs money. All he talks about is money. He's taking this fight for money. Maybe the UFC. I think this is his last fight on his contract, to be honest. And maybe the UFC is extending him one more because he took this on short notice. So they might have told him, hey, take this fight, then we'll give you one more, which is very possible. So, yeah. I mean, the way Flowers, got into the UFC is a fluke, man. It's honestly a fluke. I mean, the guy got injured, that Gogan in Dana White's Contender Series, and he got a contract. It's kind of weird. Anyways, let's move on. Fight number 2. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 11-5 Josh Fremd versus the 10-3 Andre Petroski. Yeah, I mean, this one is pretty clear-cut for me. I mean, Petroski, I think, is live very early to get a submission in round 1. But I think this guy falls off a cliff. I think this guy, he's a bully, but when he gets bullied back, he gives up, man. I think there's a lot of quit in Andre Petroski, to be honest. Watching some of this tape, I even watched that Pereira right hand, and it landed pretty good, but he also kind of partially blocked it with his hand. And dude, the guy just curled up in a ball after that. It's like, are you going to fight back? Are you going to try to at least, survive? No. Malkoun one, he ran into the freaking hip, and then he curled up in a ball again. Like, okay, you got hurt from running into the hip, but where's the fight back? There's no fight back from this guy when he gets hurt or something. It's so weird. The one anomaly that I saw was that freaking Wellington Thurman fight. And, he showed decent cardio in that, whatever. But no other fight has he shown that. Even the fight against Mearshart, he almost got finished in round 3, bro. And Fremd talked about how he knows that this guy doesn't have good cardio because he was out at Factory X before, and he's trained with him before, he said, at elevation. So he knows this guy doesn't have good cardio. Fremd does have good cardio. He's going to push a pace, and he's going to keep working back up when he tries to get taken down, you know. So Fremd 2 is 750. Fremd 3 is 1150. It's probably one of my favorite props here, I would say. I just think Fremd is probably going to finish him later in this fight. So, yeah, give me Fremd 2-3 here, 750, 1150.
Yeah, I'm not going to add very much to that. I kind of agree with everything you said. I think that this is, I mean, like even with Malkoun, I mean, like he hurt him with a jab before he broke his own head on his hip. Like Malkoun does not punch hard. Like, so, yeah, I just think that Petroski's kind of unreliable at this state. And I do think he's like got probably 6 or 7 minutes to get a sub on Fremd. And if he doesn't, he'll probably give up at some point. Fremd has some power in his hands. He also could. I also think he could catch him on a guillotine on a bad takedown attempt, similar to what Brian Battle caught him on. Yeah. So just there's been major quit jobs by Petroski, and I don't think that this is any different in this fight. So let's see Fremd stay safe for the first 5 minutes and then kill him late.
Yeah, I mean, he trained for 3 weeks at elevation. I mean, that doesn't mean nothing to me. The guy is gassing at non-elevation like all the time, and he has 6 weeks of camp wherever at non-elevation. He's still the guy's a gasser. I mean, let's be honest. That it doesn't really matter where he's training. I think this guy is just an absolute gasser. So, yeah, let's move on. Fight number 3, it is in a flyweight division. It is the 7-1 Luana Santos versus the 10-4 Maraya Agapova, and this one's yours, Tim.
So I'll start off by saying I think the money line is pretty stupid in this fight. I just don't think that there's any way that you could get to -400 on Luana Santos, really, versus anybody. That being said, the other side with Agapova is just like, you just got major red flags on her outside the ring. Inside the ring, there's some red flags as well. Off her back, she is quite bad. If she has to grapple in fights a lot, especially defensively, she just really doesn't know what to do off of her back. Santos was able to clinch and get a couple takedowns on Stephanie Egger, who's pretty physically strong as well. I just think that Agapova, could kill her on the feet if she's able to stuff takedowns. I think she's a significantly better striker, but I feel like that Santos is going to get her down eventually, and I think she's eventually going to sub her on the ground. So round 2, round 3, plus 500, plus 750, continuing this round 2, round 3 theme. Sub 2 is plus 800, sub 3 is plus 1200. But I would go either way because I think she could get a Shanna Dobson-esque KO on the ground as well, just against Shanna Dobson's daughter, Agapova here. So, yeah, I think round 2, round 3 for Santos for me is all right.
Yeah. Man, I think, if there wasn't all this stuff going around with Agapova, and, I've been looking at some of her stuff, and it's kind of like, there's a lot of things to take in. The line has moved a ton because of this. She's posting that, she's taking pills, she's taking sleeping pills. She's not getting enough sleep. It's kind of a complete mess, as far as, out of the cage type of stuff. She's mentally not there correctly. She's she's former drug addict. She admits it, and a lot of stuff that are kind of like crazy. But when you look at the tape, man, it's like, how do we get to Luana Santos at this number? My thing is, I'm a tape guy. I don't really, the outside stuff, yeah, it might factor a little bit, but minus 435. Luana Santos. When I watch this girl's tape, there's absolutely nothing that tells me this girl should be minus 435 versus probably any UFC fighter, right? I'm looking at this Egger fight. She looks terrible in that fight. The Miller fight, she gets a knockout. But if you look at the striking, man, chin up in the air, flailing punches. When I say flailing, they're like literally flailing. Some of them are even open hand, like disastrous striking. And obviously, Miller is worse than she is because we know Miller sucks at striking. So, she gets the knockout there. But, like, you go back and watch the Jenna Bishop fight, and that's what made me want to play Agapova is the fact that Jenna Bishop is a grappler, right? She does not really a great striker. And this is years ago, and she's maybe improved her striking now, but we're talking 2 years ago, right? This straight left hand or overhand left landed at freaking will against just snapping Santos's head back, left, right, and center, the whole fucking fight. And I'm like, hold on a second. Jenna Bishop is small, and she's landing all this. What happens if Agapova lands her? I mean, Agapova's straight. It's a straight left, and it's her power punch. And she throws very, very hard. And I honestly think she can finish Luana Santos. The way she holds her chin up in the air, I think she can get cracked very, very bad. And she just hasn't met the girl that can actually crack. I mean, Juliana Miller and Egger. We're talking about two of the worst strikers, in the UFC. Like, I really don't care. But Agapova, the one thing she does well is strike. And she has power. And it's a straight left. It's a southpaw. It's everything I saw in the Jenna Bishop fight that was landing that Agapova can land. If she doesn't take her down, I promise you, I'm almost certain she's going to hurt this girl, Luana Santos. Whether she finishes it or not, I'm not sure. But if this stays standing for a long period, she's going to hurt her with the left hand. And I'm going to fucking play KO1, KO2. It's 3,000 and 3,600. And you're telling me it's that small of a percentage that Agapova can finish this chick? Agapova hits hard. There's no ways around it. For WMMA, she has a very good straight left hand. Her boxing is much better. Her kicking is much, no, I don't want to say her kicking is much better because Luana Santos can kick, but that's about the only thing she can do good on the feet. Her punching sucks. Her punching absolutely sucks. So, yeah, man, KO 1-2 is 3,000 and 3,600. I'm going to take a shot there because to me, that line's not right. When I'm looking at the striking, that line just doesn't. I know it's women's MMA. I know all that, but Luana Santos is a knockout waiting to happen. I'm telling you guys. So maybe she's just extremely tough. That's a different story. I mean, she could take every punch. She's one of those girls. But leaving your chin up in the air like that, you're going to get knocked out, and it's a matter of time. Moving on. Fight number 4. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 13-2 Montel Jackson versus the 14-6-1 Demond Blackshear. I have a pre-flop bet on Demond Blackshear at plus 144. I just think this fight is extremely close. I think it's a 50-50 fight, in my opinion. I don't think Jackson should be favorite, minus 145. I think the striking is, when you take the whole thing in general, the striking, I do think that that Jackson is the better boxer, but Blackshear is the better kickboxer. He's got much better kicks. And I've seen in some of these fights, you can chop at Jackson's legs, and Blackshear does a good job throwing kicks, man. He's a very good kicker. He was out there in Tiger Muay Thai, and he looks sharp on the feet, man. His boxing is not. Look what he did against Batista. I mean, arguably, he won that fight on short notice, right? The other thing is, this fight is on short notice for both guys, right? And one guy has fought short notice many, many times. That's Blackshear. One guy has never fought short notice. That's Jackson. So I'm going to side with the guy that's fought short notice, that has a grappling edge, in my opinion. Maybe wrestling, I don't know. It's kind of close because Jackson's a pretty good wrestler. But I think he can take Jackson down. If you're taking Batista down, Batista's a damn good fucking grappler and he's tough to take down. I think he can take Jackson down. And the other one last aspect of this is Jackson has always been huge compared to his opponents. He's not huge in this one. Yeah, maybe he has an inch height advantage, but that's it. He's not huge compared to Blackshear. So the grappling, the striking, I think, is closed. I think the grappling, I give it to Blackshear. Blackshear decision plus 280. I don't think he's going to finish. Jackson's tough. Jackson has those huge mitts that once you get him down, he just holds one of your hand with one of his hands, and you can't break the grip. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Blackshear by decision at plus 280.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned the same thing about the size bully on Liam's pod last night. I just think that you get Montel as a guy that is used to being a major size bully, and now he's going to face a guy who's pretty much the same size as him, minus maybe a couple 2.5, I think, inches on reach. They're both the same. I think they're both 5'10". I just think, like you said, I think that this is razor close fight. I just think that either guy could get on top of the other guy. There could be major scrambles on the ground. I think even if Blackshear gets his back, I think Montel could turn into him and reverse, and just could go back and forth on the ground. I think striking, it's, the hands are probably a little bit better, a little bit quicker from Montel, but there's going to be more shots from different levels coming from Blackshear. Montel has those twigs for legs, so I just think it's similar like Randy Brown, where it's just like tactically it's a smart move to try to break those and slow him down. So to me, I just think it's like super razor close, and I think whoever loses this fight, there's going to be people complaining about the decision and complaining about the judges. So it's a classic end split for me, plus 350. Damon by split is 9-1. I think those are both good. I think it's very possible that he could win by just close margins, and I just think cover the 350 on the just end split too. Yeah,
I looked at that, but the line's so low. I told myself I'm never gonna play splits under 450 anymore. It's hard to get to these. Now they're killing us with these numbers lately 100%. For props. So
yep.
So let's move on. Fight number 5. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 10-3 Jasmine Jasudavicius versus the 6-0 Fatima Kline. And this one's yours, Tim.
So, I mean, first of all, before I give the Lambo, I think that this fight just goes to decision at a high clip, but both decision props are nowhere near a Lambo, and they're not even like a used Corolla, so I'm not going to give those out. But I do think that this is like 85%, 85% fight goes, maybe even higher, to be honest. I just think that this is another close fight that we don't know necessarily. We know we have details on one of the fighters. We really don't have many details on Kline at this point. And it just seems like a tough ask on the first fight. I think it's very similar to Christian Rodriguez's first fight in the UFC, like short notice, come up a weight class versus a size bully that's a really good grappler and has good wrestling, good defensive wrestling, good top control, things like that. And I just think it's extremely similar to that fight. And I think that this is, hindsight, I think it's possible that this fight could be like one of these fighters looks like minus 350 to minus 400. And you're like, oh, it's pretty clear that, Jasmine was able to get her down, was able to hold her, keep her down for two out of the 3 rounds or all 3 rounds, and she was pretty dominant in this. She really never felt any pressure on the feet, and just was able to get there and get her down. Or I think it could be the opposite too, and it's like Kline uses her speed, uses her striking to just stay at range, and is able to keep the fight on the feet. And if she is able to keep the fight on the feet, then Jasmine is super hittable, really glacially slow with her feet, and takes like 3 more strikes than she gives like every minute of every fight. So to me, I just feel like that, I mean, it's just a tough ask for Kline at this point. You're going against a size bully. I don't really know. I mean, I'll say this. I think that Kline is skilled, and I think that she's a solid fighter, but I'm super confident that if Jasmine was in the same promotion that she was in, she'd be a 2-time champ too. I mean, like the girl that Kline beat in her 125 fight is like, I said last night, it's like a middle school hall monitor. Like she's just not, it's a fucking joke fight. So I think Jasmine could look, either one of these fighters could look like minus 400 at the end of this fight. But I do think fight goes at a high clip, but the finishing for me on this fight is like, if Kline is able to get Jasmine on the ground, and we just don't know what Jasmine looks like off of her back or anything like that, maybe Kline can get a sub at plus 750. But again, I don't think it hits. I just think it's, the one Lambo that I could see possibly hitting.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting fight. Made kind of late, Kline. I guess she was she has a Dana White Contender Series fight, but she wasn't really in a camp for a fight, honestly. She's coming in on short notice here. I like what I see from her, honestly. I think her striking is really good for a jiu-jitsu girl. She mixes in kicks in her combinations. I like that. She's like 1, 2, 3, and then a kick up top. You don't see it coming. One girl, she hurt her with it. The girl didn't see it coming. So I do think her ground game is good. Obviously, she's a grappler her whole life, and she has good striking. The one thing that I will say, and this is, I think, kind of important for me, the context of this fight is the fact that she's taken this on short notice. She's fighting at elevation. Her cardio has looked good in her fights. Don't get me wrong. Kline's cardio looks good. But, and this is a big but, she's always been the bully in those fights. Every single one of them, she's the bully. Okay? I don't think she's going to be a bully in this fight. Okay? I think she's going to get probably bullied. And, Jasmine's a big girl, man. This is when you look at the girls that this girl has fought, she's always been the bigger girl. She's not the bigger girl in this fight. Jasmine's the bigger girl. So now you're telling me, the bigger girl is Jasmine. I think she's the one that's going to be stronger, of the two. This girl is moving up to 25. Let's not forget that from her last fight, right? From 115. All these things are factors. And then you take the other factor that, Jasmine has showed very good 3 rounds of cardio, man. She just has good 3 rounds of cardio. She got her ass beat pillar to post against Natalia Silva, and she was still trying to chase her down in round 3. Like, the girl is just tough, and she has cardio, and she's in a full camp. She was preparing for a fight. I don't think this is going to happen, but round 2, round 3 for Jasmine are astronomical numbers that I think are wrong. 1,500 and 2,200. When you factor all these things in, what happens when JJ's on top of this chick, pounding away on her, right? What happens when the bully is getting bullied in this fight? Does she get more tired than normal? She's not doing the bullying. It very well can happen, man. And so, I'm looking at these lines, and it's 1,500 and 2,200. Why not take a shot on Jasmine Jasudavicius, who's more proven in the UFC, who's fought the better level of competition, who's been through a lot of adversity? All these things matter. I've never seen fucking Kline through adversity in her fights. Like, which fight? The one where she got head and arm thrown by that freaking Russian judo girl that, she has no MMA experience? There was no adversity in that fight. I want to see adversity, and I think it's going to happen in this fight. There's going to be adversity for her. Let's see if she gets tired or cardio dumps or whatever, So 15 and 2,200 for me here on Jasmine Jasudavicius, round 2, round 3. Moving on, fight number 6. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 10-1 Joshua Van versus the 15-6 Charles Johnson. And this line keeps running, man. It's plus 210 now on Charles Johnson. I didn't think he was going to get this high, to be honest. Here's the thing, and I've talked about this kind of in a lot. Joshua Van loves to drop round 1. Charles Johnson loves to drop round 1. Charles Johnson relies on round 3. Joshua Van relies on round 3. You see what I'm saying? Like, these guys are kind of mirrors of each other when it comes. I'm not talking about their fight style. I'm talking about they're mirrors of each other when it comes to how they fight. You know, they're slow starters, and they're very good at the end of the fights because both of them use their cardio as a weapon, and they break people late or they get people tired, and they're winning round 3 at a good, decent clip. The question to me here is, who's going to want to win this round 1? I think round 1 is very important in this fight, honestly. Who's going to take this round 1? And I honestly quite don't know. Because it's over and over again with these guys losing round 1. It's a repeat over and over again. So it's like, I mean, when you look at this fight, honestly, you know, decision on Charles Johnson is plus 360. Joshua Van, in a lot of his fights, he fights close no matter what. The same can be said for Charles Johnson. Split decision on Charles Johnson is plus 1,000. I mean, that's where the value lies, in my opinion. You know, it's Charles Johnson decision, split decision. You know, I don't think he's finishing Van because I do think Van, he's tough. Both guys are extremely tough and durable, man. I mean, look at here's the other thing. Fight fucking goes is minus, you know, forever. Minus 300, right? And then you're giving me Charles Johnson plus 360 by decision. When the fight goes to decision and he's not getting grappled, it's always fucking close with him, right? Why is he plus 360 by decision? I don't think he's finishing Van, and I don't think Van is finishing him. Put it this way, if anybody finishes here, in my opinion, it might be Van by KO, but I don't think he's finishing. I mean, Johnson's very, very durable, man. Extremely durable dude. He's going to fight out of everything. And I think Van is durable as well. So the split line and decision line on Charles Johnson's crazy. I might even play his money line at this point. It's plus 210. I did not expect it to run this much. And people just keep hitting Van. I'm probably not going to play it yet because this line might keep moving as you know, because he's like a kind of that parlay piece of minus 280. People are going to be parlaying him. So I might get a better number. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, I have the same props as you do. I just think that they're stupid lines. I mean, I feel like, you know, the finishing potential, like you said, is probably KO 2-3 or for Van, or if Charles grapples, which is a big if, then maybe he gets a submission. He's gotten close on some submissions, but I mean, I think that's why. What's the goes to decision is so high at minus 300. Yeah, close decision. Like if these guys could give a 9-9, if the judges could give a 9-9 for round 1, then, you know, that would probably be, you know, we'd see the draw, because it's definitely possible that both of these guys just lose round 1 and all the judges are just like, hey man, nobody wins this round, 9-9, but that never happens. But I'm just kidding. I think it's clear decision from a Lambo standpoint. I think it's clear decision Charles and his split at 10-1. I think those are the best shots.
Oh my God, FanDuel. I just looked at the line, and FanDuel moved the line yesterday from plus 310 decision to plus 470 for like a split second or, you know, a couple of minutes or whatever. And then that line's crazy. Plus 470 Charles decision. Fuck. I wish I would have seen that, but it wasn't there for long. That's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy line. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Fight number 7. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 10-6 Cody Brundage versus 12-6 Abdul Razak Alhassan. Tim, this one's yours.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple of ones for me in this one. I think that Cody is going to eat some leg kicks potentially. I think he's going to eat some punches. If he can't get Abdul down and hold him down, which isn't easy to do. I think he's going to eventually just get cracked on the feet. Cody, I think there's some fights with Abdul that are interesting to see his grappling and to see his defensive grappling as well as offensive. I mean, he took down Buckley a few times, he's pretty fucking strong, pretty physical guy, pretty athletic. Also, Malkoun was like 8 for 24 on takedowns against Abdul. And just to me, the fight, he just kept getting up. He was able to get up over and over and over. And obviously Malkoun kept chain wrestling and kept going after the takedowns. I just think that the fight, I also think on the Cody side that is a big sign to me was the Olasacek fight. Like, he got him down, wasn't able to hold him down, and then just got pieced up. And I just think that that's similar to what's going to happen here. Abdul KO 1 plus 200, KO 2 plus 650. The only other way I think that this could be like another Lambo that's kind of sneaky, I was talking about with Kline as well, is if both these guys death gas after 5 or 6 minutes, that it's possible that it could go to decision. And I would lean that Abdul gets the decision at 850, but I don't think it happens. I just think that it's, if the fight goes, I do think that 850 is a good line for him. But yeah, plus 200, plus 650, Abdul KO 1, KO 2.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of think Brundage is live early, maybe for a sub, but I don't think it happens, honestly. I think Abdul has shown me that he can get up. Abdul has shown me he's very, very explosive when he gets taken down. I mean, Pfeiffer is a big dude. He was on top of him early, got him down, got right back up immediately. Malkoun is, for me, a much, much better offensive grappler than Brundage as far as control too. And he got up multiple times against Malkoun. And the other thing with Razak is, believe it or not, at 38 years old, he's getting older. I think this guy is really, really improved in general in his MMA game. First of all, he's not missing weight anymore, which was one of his biggest things. Like, he was constantly missing weight. This guy wasn't training as hard as he should have, obviously. And now, this guy is at Elevation Fight Team. He's training there pretty damn hard. I think he did 3 weeks there at Elevation Fight Team for this camp. He's fought smart. That's the other thing. Claudio Ribeiro fight, right? Exchanged a little bit, but what did he do then? He started clinching Ribeiro up against the fence, started getting him a little tired, elbowed him, this and that, then eventually found the finish in round 2. Pfeiffer fight, he was blasting those calf kicks, man. He was doing really good job of just destroying that lead leg of Pfeiffer. But, Pfeiffer eventually got him down and finished him, Buckley fight, who won? It was an extremely close fight that you could have gave it to Alhassan. And quite frankly, Buckley, I think, would be a minus 400 against Brundage. It's so the money line here even doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. I don't know why this money line's minus 175 or minus 1 whatever. I think it should be upwards of 200, 225, that area, because I think Razak is he's gonna kill this guy. When he lands a big shot, Brundage is not gonna want any part of that. So I do think early Brundage is gonna try to grapple. Maybe he gets a takedown or two, but Razak is gonna work back up. I think it's gonna happen later, honestly, the KO, believe it or not. I think it's as Brundage starts to slow down a bit and he gets sloppy with his takedowns, he's gonna get chinned. KO 2, KO 3 for me is 600, 1200. I kind of have a feeling it's not going to happen in round 1. But hear me out real quick. KO 2, KO 3 is 600 and 1200. But, and this is a big but, Alhassan goes for a lot of chokes, man. He does. He did. He went for it against Pfeiffer and had him in a pretty deep choke. And we've seen Cody Brundage just stick his neck in there over and over again. And when he's fucking tired, I could honestly see him getting fucking choked out in round 2 and 3. It's like a crazy fucking number. It's like 6,600 for round 2. And I think it's 120 to 1 in round 3 on Fanatics, which is astronomical. But I'm going to go with KO 2-3. It's 600, 1200, like I said. But I would not fucking be surprised if he gets subbed by.
It's 550 for round 2 and 1,000 for round 3.
Yeah, I mean, maybe do those, and then you can sprinkle those subs, man. Because I honestly feel like he's gonna get him. It's possible he's gonna get him with a sub. This fucking guy, Brundage, when he's tired, And the other thing is, think about it. He hurts him on the feet. What's Cody gonna do? What's the first thing he's gonna shoot?
Yeah.
He's gonna shoot a sloppy ass takedown right into probably a guillotine. And fucking Razak is strong as a bull. So I saw that one he had on Pfeiffer. It was pretty fucking deep, man. So Pfeiffer has much better cardio than Brundage. Let's move on. Fight number 8. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 11-1 Christian Rodriguez versus the 29-11 Julian Erosa. I will kick this one off. I have a little bit of a different take than almost anybody here, and I kind of mentioned it on Spaces yesterday when I was talking about this fight. I know Juicy J is chinny. His chin is very, very iffy in my opinion. He can get knocked out just about by anybody, and I think Rodriguez might be able to knock him out here. But when I'm looking at these odds, it's kind of baffling to me that Rodriguez is KO's plus 285 and Erosa's is plus 1,300. Like why? Like, have we ever seen Christian Rodriguez's chin getting tested? Who? Every single one of these guys he's faced are grapplers. Who has fucking tested this guy's chin on the feet? Name me one of these guys. None.
I mean, maybe Simon's not really a grappler, but I mean, he didn't hit him.
Okay, Simon a little bit. Okay, fine. Simon we'll say, but Simon's not really like a killer on the feet. Like, he's a volume guy that comes forward. He's not like some one-punch knockout guy. Juicy J, it's not that he's a one-punch knockout guy. He has head kicks. He has flying knee knockouts. He's very dangerous with all his limbs, is my point. And he's a big fucking guy for 145. He's huge. He's got 11 knockouts, okay? And when I went back, and why I played this line, to be honest, more than anything, is when I went back and I look at a guy like, Hakeem Duado, who's extremely tough himself, durable motherfucker, and Erosa almost had him out of there in round 1. He fucking hurt him bad in round 1. So if you're telling me he can hurt Duado really bad like that, I 100% think he can hurt fucking Rodriguez. And that was a straight right hand to the chin. And so it doesn't make sense to me that one guy is plus 1,300 by KO and the other one's plus 285. One guy has so many more KOs than the other one, right? And to me, Rodriguez, moving up a weight class, I don't think KOs are going to come easy here at 145 for him. Yes, I get it. Erosa is chinny. I get that. But the other guy's chin hasn't been tested against nobody. So I want to see it tested here. And Erosa's a dangerous fucking guy. He's going to do flying knees. He's going to head kick. He's unorthodox with his strike. He throws them from all different angles. What happens if he fucking gets cracked by Erosa? Can he take it? I don't know. But you're giving me 13-1 saying like there's almost no chance fucking Erosa can knock this guy out. I seem to differ with that fucking line. I don't think that line's right. So give me Julian Erosa by KO at plus 1,300 here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the square play. I'm on the square play here. I think that Erosa's chin issue is a real thing. It's pretty clear year after year after year. 2023 he got knocked out. 2022 he got knocked out. 2021 only year. 2020 he didn't. That was COVID year. 2019 knocked out. 2018 knocked out. 2017, 16, 15 knocked out. I think that there are some shots that C-Rod hit Bulgarian with. He almost got him out in round 3. I also think there are some shots that he hit Cameron Simon with that are big enough to knock out Erosa in this fight. So I think he's also just a very smart fighter that makes his reads and takes his reads, and just the defense from Erosa is just void. Like, he just wings huge wide shots, chin up, hands down. So yeah, I feel like he's exciting. It's a great fighter to watch. He's very exciting to watch, but I just feel like it's going to eventually happen in this fight. Don't really know what round. C-Rod usually takes a little bit of time to get his reads. So I kind of look at it both ways. Like C-Rod takes a little time to get his reads, but Erosa usually gets knocked out in the first round. Like 6 of 8 of his knockout losses are in round 1. So I really don't know what round. So I'm just going to go basic C-Rod KO in this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. C-Rod is not, he's the problem with him is he just doesn't sit down on punches. He's mostly a combo guy. He wants to get you with 2, 3, 4, 5. He's a very good combo guy. I love his combos. In Erosa, I didn't like the look, honestly, against Ricardo Ramos, where he hurt him bad.
Yeah, another one.
But all these other guys like Padilla and Choi, they're way bigger hitters than fucking.
Yeah, but there's also guys that have gotten like their first KOs against
who?
The karate dude.
Caceres?
Yeah.
The head kick, bro. Come on.
But it wasn't like he's head kicked other guys and not knocked him out. It's just
no, but come on, that's not even fair. I mean, that's a head kick. I mean, I mean, I don't care. That's not a chin issue there. Like, you just got fucking blasted in the head with a kick, literally ducking into it too. He was ducking into it.
It's not only like that fight. There's just like the Ramos fight was not a huge shot. He got really, really hurt by that one.
Ramos. Ramos fight is more than anything to me.
Yeah, life and death with Steven Peterson for me is just another.
Yeah, life and death. Steven Peterson is bad.
I just think that there's a bunch of signs that I also think like the first chance that this is like the first chance that C-Rod's actually had to get a 50K bonus on performance bonus of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. It's very possible he can get a KO. I'm not saying he can't. Because I do think he has nice combos. I do think he has nice hands. Let's see. The thing is, let's see how he deals with the size. It's a monster size advantage. I don't know if you saw the face-offs, but C-Rod's looking at him like this. How you doing up there? How's the weather? It's like so funny. But all right, let's move on. Fight number 9. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 15-1 Gabriel Bonfim versus the 10-3 Ange Loosa. And this one's yours, Tim.
God damn, the line on this one got cooked. I had Bonfim KO and it was like plus 750. It's like plus 500 now. Holy shit. People were betting that one. I think Bonfim KO and Bonfim KO in round 2 or round 3. It's 20-1, 28-1. And his KO prop is now 5-1. I didn't search other sites, but maybe, I don't know, maybe you can check it out. If you can get like even 6-1 or 650-1, I think that's good here. I don't think that it's only a sub for Bonfim here. I think Loosa's gotten rocked in multiple fights, and this is the classic like, oh, this guy's super durable. He's never been finished situation where you're like, yeah, but he's getting hurt in every fight. Got hurt badly against Jack Della. He got hurt badly against Fletcher. He was inches away from being finished in his last fight, first battle. Like, he's on death's door in multiple fights. Does he fight through it? Yeah, of course. I just think Bonfim is big. I think Bonfim has big power as well. I don't think that it's a situation where I think Loosa's not going to grapple. I don't think it's going to be a situation where he's going to shoot in for a takedown and then give the opportunity for a guillotine. So to me, I think it's also I think the narrative on Bonfim's cardio and being round 1 or bust is completely inaccurate. I just don't think that it's the case. You got to watch his fights. He's fought through adversity in multiple fights. He's gotten 7 of his 15 wins, or his finish wins are in round 2 or round 3. That's legit almost half. So he's not a round 1 or bust fighter to me. I think he pushes through, and he maintains his power in rounds 2 and round 3 as well. So I like KO for Bonfim and KO 2-3 for Bonfim.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Bonfim decision. Mute your mic, Tim, please.
Yeah.
It's buzzing. I'm going to go with Bonfim decision, man, plus 350. Here's what I think. I think people are kind of like overstating that Ange Loosa is not tough because of what happened last fight where, you know, the eye poke, he quit, you know, he's getting his ass whooped by Brian Battle. You know, it's true. He was getting beat up pretty damn bad by Brian Battle. But Battle he's a motherfucker to deal with, man. He's constantly coming forward. He's teeping you to the body. He's using a lot of body kicks. He's a high volume guy. He has an insane cardio, insane pace. This guy can keep coming and keep throwing. But you know, in a lot of fights, Ange Loosa has shown me, Jack Della fight, he showed me he's fucking extremely durable. Jack Della is probably one of the hardest hitters in this division. And he showed me he can go 3 rounds with him. AJ Fletcher hurt him, but landed absolute fucking bombs against this guy. And he still survived them and finished the fight, you know, and finished the fight almost finishing AJ Fletcher in round 3. You know, Bonfim is dangerous early. I do think he's dangerous. I think it's more sub if he's going to get anything. I don't think he's going to knock this guy out, honestly. You know, maybe some meme stuff, it's possible, but I don't think he's going to knock him out with the hands. I think maybe he could submit him, but I think Bonfim's just going to win a decision here, man, because I do think Ange Loosa, to me, like, it's so weird when I watch this guy because I do think he has skills. He's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. Like, he's not great at anything, but he's okay at everything. You know, he can grapple some. He can strike. He's got pretty good defense for the most part. He's got good cardio. You know, he's built like an absolute tank, but just can't seem to put it together, it seems like. You know, went life and death with Reese McKee, life and death with AJ Fletcher, you know, all these things. But I honestly, I think the guy is tough and durable. That's one thing I don't want to take away from him because he's been hurt. You're going to be hurt in MMA, man. Like, I just want to kind of not get biased like that and say, oh, well, he's been getting hurt. This guy's been getting, yeah, but if you get caught, you're going to get hurt. A lot of people get hurt. It's how he, you know, he can recover, man. He has very, very good recoverability. And that's probably a product of, you know, having pretty good cardio. You know, he probably has pretty fucking good cardio. He trains with very good guys at Killcliff. So, yeah, Bonfim decision, I think, plus 350. I think he's going to win the early rounds. I'm almost sure of that. But also, the one thing Bonfim is going to know, and this is another thing why I like decision, honestly, Tim, is because he knows what happened last fight. What happened? I went for it, balls to the wall. He was killing Dalby, let's be honest. He was destroying him. And he just gassed out. And then Dalby is the wrong guy to gas out against. You know, he's going to come for you. So I think he might take it easier now, man. He's just going to might be a little more technical. He's the bigger guy. Did you see him at face-offs? He's the much bigger guy, Bonfim is. So use your skills, man. Use your range. You know, pick this guy apart from the outside. Why go balls to the wall early? There's no need for that. So Bonfim decision is 350. I think it's a good line. 3.5 to 1. You know, Loosa's never been finished in his career. Let's be honest. Like, that's the facts. So, you know, I think maybe goes to decision based on what happened last fight, how he gassed out, and knowing that Loosa might be durable, he might have a different game plan, not come out as hot as he is, because he does come out hot. So, yeah, decision for Bonfim. Shout out 714 live viewers. My God, this might be a Saturday morning show going forward. I don't know. We might change this because getting this many live viewers is nice to see. All right, let's move on. Fight number 10. It is in the lightweight division. It is the 27-13 Drew Dober versus the 13-2 John Silva. And I think this is going to be a banger, man. I really do. I don't think this fight goes to decision, to be honest. I don't think so. Both guys can bang. Both guys have big power. Both guys love to bang. You know, I was scratching my head. I'm like, man, but who gets the knockout? That's my thing. Because I do think it's a knockout. But I'm like, who gets the knockout? And, you know, when I look at it over and over again, it's honestly super close. It's kind of like what the line indicates. You know, it's like basically a pick 'em. And I think either guy can get knocked out. But One guy has shown that has been getting hurt a little bit of late, and that's Dober. You know, he got knocked out pretty bad against Frivola, which I don't think is like a one-punch type of knockout guy. You know, I guess we're gonna go with John Silva by KO at plus 200. It's a used Corolla. I could also see Dober knocking him out, honestly, plus 215, but I'm gonna give the Silva one. This is probably my least favorite one because it's low odds. It's just not something that I like a lot. You know, it's 200. Like his money line's even money. So you give me $1 only on this knockout. And both guys are kind of tough. You know, if anything, if you want to be contrarian, honestly, is like play Silva decision or something. Play Silva by decision, and hope that, you know, both guys are super durable, which they are durable, and they're tough. But decision 650. I mean, 6.5 to 1. Maybe I'm gonna play that actually, honestly, and just be contrarian, or, you know, 6.5 to 1 on decision. Fuck it, maybe I do that. I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't really like the KO. I wrote KO down, but 200 is just, there's no real value in that, to be honest. You play a decision on either side and hope that, you know, both these guys respect each other's power and you know, they're more weary instead of just banging it out. But I don't know. Silva's a nut job, so I don't see him like being smart about it.
Yeah, for me, it's I'm on the Dober side. I think that Dober's a guy that I've made some gigantic cashes on parlays and shit with him, and hit a Lambo parlay with him, and I just have some bias towards him. I like him a lot. I think he's crazy durable. I know he got knocked out in his last fight. I think people give him shit for getting hurt by Terrence McKinney. Like, I think 98% of the UFC would have been knocked out by Terrence McKinney in that fight. He just fights through adversity. If he, I mean, like, the Alves punch is as clean as you can hit a guy, and he literally was like, okay, let's fucking keep going. I like Dober to get a KO. I like Dober to get a KO in round 2, plus 850. Round 3 is plus 1200. KO itself is plus 215. I wouldn't do KO 1 because it's like plus 400, so it's not enough for me. I just cover all bases on the KO, and the KO 2, KO 3 for Dober. I think it's going to be a war, and I think that it's a guy that, you know, going up weight class, just fought two weeks ago. You know, how does his power translate? I'm sure that it probably will, but I know Dober's got power, and this guy's going up weight class, and let's see if his chin is actually able to handle going up a weight class. So to me, I'm on the Dober side, and I think money line wise, I think it's just like, I think it would be Dober or pass for me as well in the same respect. It's just way higher level of competition. Has proven it over and over and over. So yeah, I'm on his side.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense in that scenario where if you want to go money line, you just want to go with the guy with experience, you know, at the weight class that they're fighting at, against the short notice guy who's, yeah, got a lot of hype, but he hasn't fought at 55, or, you know, he knocked out. I mean, he looked good against Jourdain. No one expected him, honestly, to just destroy Jourdain. I mean, no one's done that, right, to Jourdain, and he did it. But yeah, let's move on. Fight number 11. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 29-7 Santiago Ponzinibbio versus the 19-5 Muslim King of Kung Fu Salikov. Tim, kick us off here.
This fight sucks. I can't believe this fight is the co-main. It's unreal. I don't know if they've got like pictures of Dana or something like that blowing a clown. I have no idea why this fight is the co-main. I confirmed this on Google last night that Muslim Salikov is the only 40-year-old to ever fight in the Battle of Stalingrad. Yeah, he's definitely not 40 years old. Ponzinibbio's old himself, but he shows like he's got the cardio. His chin is not great. He's getting hurt in a ton of these fights. He got rocked a bunch of times versus Morono, got the ass pull in round 3. Pons is shown, though, to me that he can fight for 15 minutes. Muslim has not shown that he can fight for 15 minutes. And also Muslim's, the thing about him before the last 3 or 4 fights was like, oh, he's durable. He can take a shot. Yeah, he's got bad cardio, but he can take a shot. And both of us cashed on Lee by KO. And then we also both cashed on Randy Brown by KO against him. So I think his chin and his durability is starting to go down. And we know that when it goes down really fast. So I think Pons gets him late in this fight. I wouldn't be shocked if it's like a KO 1 for Muslim. I think that's his win condition here, but I'm going to go with Pons round 2, 6-1, Pons round 3, 12-1.
All right. I think this fight goes to decision, honestly. I think both guys, Pons at this point of his career, I don't know what to make of him. Like, he's kind of towards the end of his career, obviously, and so is Salikov. I mean, I cashed pretty big on Brown KO. They were giving me 3-1.
No, it was way higher than that, actually.
Maybe way.
It was I think it was 5 or 6-1.
Yeah, and I just didn't get it. And I knew Brown hits hard or decently hard, and I knew Salikov was kind of getting iffy with his chin. But there's a big difference between Pons and Brown because Brown has long limbs. He's way more precise at this point in his career. He's way faster. All these things matter. And Pons looks slow, to be honest. He looks real slow. This to me is just reeking of a split decision, honestly. It just screams split, Salikov is, after getting knocked out for the first time in a long time, actually, sorry, he got knocked out by the Leech, but it's normally shown he's durable in his whole career. Now, I just don't think Ponzinibbio at this point is all that dangerous. Split decision is plus 550. I think that's a pretty damn good line. I think this fight's going to be close in general. Maybe if you're going to take decision, I think Salikov is the way. It's almost 5-1. Like you're telling me this fight is, he's plus 150, 160, but his decision is almost 5-1. The guy is I think he's won most of his decisions. He might be undefeated, Salikov. Not sure, but oh no, I'm sorry. He lost the Dalby one. The Dalby one he lost. But yeah, he's 4-1 in his decisions. And Dalby pushes a crazy pace. We know he's a pretty good decision guy. So yeah, I mean Salikov decision 475. Split decision on the fight at 550. I think this is the one that plays pretty damn close, I don't know. I can't really find a big edge for either guy. I know Salikov is the cleaner striker early, but the cardio kind of comes into play. I don't know how he's going to look at over 15 minutes. He's older too, man. He's, even though Pons is old, this guy's 40, if he's 40 years old, Pons, he's old too. He's 37, but it makes a difference from 37 to 40, to be honest. So,
Muslim split is 12-1 as well.
Yeah. If you want to go Muslim split, I'm just going to go split in general and maybe sprinkle some Muslim decision just in case it's not split. Because I kind of favor Muslim winning the early rounds. Maybe even 1 and 2, but maybe Pons winning round 3. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Muslim decision plus 475 and the fight to end and split at 550. All right, we're off to the main event. We have 780 live viewers. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. Please hit the like down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And once you're subscribed, hit that bell right down below here. And that notification button will let you know when we go live here on my channel. Also, link down below for all my plays in my Discord. It's $25 a month. Not really breaking the bank, and trust me, we've been making very good money. I'm up maybe close to 45 units on the UFC this year. been doing really, really good in the UFC. Overall, I started not very good, but I'm up like, maybe close to 25 units on the year. So after starting down 26, 27 units, pretty good comeback here towards the end of, towards the middle of this year. And I'm looking to keep going and killing it here. Also, I am going to put out a tweet pretty soon, right after this. I'm going to do probably 100 free 2-week passes to my plays in my Discord. So look out for it. I'm going to put it out. It's through Dub Club. You just got to go on there, click that link, and it'll give you 14 days for free. Because of my 100th show here, I'm going to give it out to 100 people. So look out for the tweet. I will be tweeting it out. Just join there, and then you get 2 weeks for free with Discord access and live betting, which we do each and every card, including this week. So, with that being said, let's go on to the main event of the night, and it is in the flyweight division. It is the 12-6 Rose Namajunas versus the 11-1 Tracy Cortez, and I will kick this one off. Here's the thing. I don't even want to say I have, because I don't want to say that, but this is a fight that was supposed to be made. Okay, Tracy Cortez versus Rose was supposed to be made. And, I think the fight was declined by Tracy Cortez at some point. Apparently she didn't want to fight at elevation, possibly. And it was a 5-round fight. So maybe the UFC gave her more money and now she took it. But the weight miss was kind of concerning. She didn't weight miss. She made the weight, obviously, but obviously it was a tough cut. It seems like 3 different times to weigh in. She had to cut her hair. She's crying on the fucking scales. Skill for skill, Rose is better everywhere except for just straight wrestling. But she's a better jiu-jitsu girl. She's much better on the mat. She's much better on the feet. If Rose's head is in the game, man, she's really fucking good. She's got all the skills, man. And, she's fighting in Denver, which, is it good? Is it not good? That's where she trains. Could it get to her in her head? Who knows? But if it's the Rose that, I'm hoping it is, I think Rose has the much better cardio at this point, and there's a reason why I said what I said is because, I kind of think maybe Cortez knows that, these later rounds, she's not going to do good at elevation, So, her sub in general is 900. I think that's first of all off, in my opinion. The sub in general at 900, I think it's too big of a line. And then you factor in, the later round subs because of what I said. And now you're getting at a crazy number of plus 1,800 for 3, 4, 5 sub. And so, I think those plays are good. I think I wouldn't just play 3, 4, 5 sub because there's potential she might get it early because, Tracy might engage in the grappling. If she's getting picked apart on the feet, what's she going to do? Just sit there and get picked apart? So I think she might actually shoot. She might try to get takedowns. She might be successful in getting a takedown or two as well. But the sub on her just feels too big, man. It's 900 and sub 345 is 1,800. Not guaranteed she's going to get it, but why is it so big? Why is her sub 9-1? And then when you look at Cortez in her only loss, right? I think she was subbed. So I get it. Cortez has faced good grapplers. She's faced Blanchfield, in I think it was it
19 Blanchfield.
What is it?
She was 19.
Yeah, but it was Invicta, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying Aaron was 19.
But what I'm trying to point out is that wasn't a 5-round fight. It was a 3-round fight. And there's a difference in 3 rounds and 5 rounds.
It was a questionable decision, if you ask me. She wasn't wasn't like a dominant performance at all.
Yeah. So the one thing I will say a little bit, it might be a little worrisome, is the fact that maybe Tracy's going to be a lot stronger than Rose, because Tracy's fought at 35, and Rose has fought down at 15. So it's like there might be some strength advantage for Tracy, but Rose was still taller than her and stuff.
Yeah,
like
her size didn't look that much bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying from a strength perspective, when a girl has fought at 35 while the other one's fought at 15, I just think there might be some strength. But at the end of the day, I'm saying cardio-wise, I think she's probably going to get tired here, Tracy. So, sub 345, 1800, sub 900. What do you got here, Tim?
Where are you seeing the sub at 900? It's 750 right now. I see on FanDuel, on 650.
It's on Hard Rock. You can get 900.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm basically on the same reads. I like the sub for Rose. I like round 3, 16-1, round 4, 21-1, round 5, 26-1 on just plain out rounds. I do think it's possible she could KO her in those rounds as well when Tracy gets really tired. I think there was somebody in the chat that mentioned it could be a doctor stoppage on something like this, where you just see like a major cut or an eye or something like that. I agree with that as well. Rose is just, if you're telling me like that this fight is one of these fighters is fighting in the other's realm, and it's can they have success in the other's realm? It's like, dude, Rose could have success grappling in this fight, and I don't see Tracy having success striking very much in this fight. Could she throw volume? Yes, but she is one of those take 3 or take 2 to hit 1, unless she's fighting Jasmine. And Jasmine obviously gets hit by everybody and gets hit more by everybody. She was tiring out against Jasmine bad in round 3 as well. So I just feel like this is short notice, 5 rounds. If you told me it's 3 rounds, I would give Tracy significantly higher odds to win the fight. But when you say it's 5 rounds, it's just a gigantic flip to the other side for Rose. She's done this before. She's been in this situation before. Rose is also a fighter that when she gets taken down is just very, very slippery and can reverse position, land on your back. She's very slippery. So I think that the sub, like you're saying, is a stupid line, but I'm going to take the round 3, round 4, round 5 with the sub. I'm with you on the sub 345 at 17-1. I think those are really good as well. So yeah, let's go Rose, Thug Rose.
All right. Man, almost 800 live viewers. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Show 100. Appreciate you guys. Again, if you guys didn't hear earlier, I'm going to give out 100 free passes to my Discord and my plays. Look out for the tweet. I'm going to make it after this show. So it's only going to be limited to 100 users. So, and you have to be a new user. You can't be somebody that's been in there before, in and out. So needs only new users, 100 free ones. With that being said, Tim, it's Lambo parlay time. I already know what mine is.
You go first.
Yeah, mine is pretty easy, man. It's the first 2 fights. It's the first 2-3. It's Fremd 2-3. So take round 2, take round 3, and then it's Elder 2-3. But just take Elder so just take round 2 Fremd, and then take sub 2-3 on Elder, and then take round 2 on Fremd, and then just mix and match them. Basically, is what I'm saying. Mix and match 2-3 with these guys. If you can take sub 2-3 and KO 2-3 like that, it's probably easier. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's like between 46 to like 150, maybe to 1 or something like that.
Yeah, if you just do round 2 and round 3 for both of them, I just think it's super safe, right? You're doing like you wanted to do the sub with the 2-3.
No. You're doing sub and KO. I'm saying if you have FanDuel.
Oh yeah.
Right. You could just click on KO 2-3 and the other guy's KO 2-3, right? And then you can click sub and just mix and match them, 4 of them, right? Okay, that's what I meant.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm laughing because I had the same one as my first one. So I'll give another one. I legit had that as my number one. Elder and Fremd 2-3. No specific method for it. My second one that I would do, I would mix in Abdul KO, Elder sub, Van by points, C-Rod by KO, and that's 43-1. And if you wanted to change C-Rod KO to C-Rod by points, it's 34-1. I think both of those are left.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna give another one out too. Then, I'm gonna go with Johnson decision, Bonfim decision. It's gonna be just a decision one, and Salikov by decision. So that's gonna be 360, 350, 475. I'm not sure what the odds are on it, but I don't mind that one either. I do think that all three guys are live to win decisions. Let's see. Let me run the numbers for you guys really quick. This is on FanDuel, and that would give you, let's see here. Bonfim decision, Charles decision, and the last one is Salikov decision. I said, yeah. It is 111-1. Not fucking bad at all. 111-1. I just put it in. So, yeah. That's it. This has been an incredible show on a Saturday afternoon for some of you, morning for me. 808 people in here. Thank you very, very much, guys. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like down below. Thank you very much for supporting our show. It's the big 100, episode 100. I'm giving out 100 free passes to my Discord. It's free, and you're gonna be making money in there, I promise you, because our live spaces is absolutely incredible every week. Cash big tickets, and yeah. Again, thank you very, very much. Hit the like on the way out. Tim, any parting words for our viewers here? 800 still in here. Go ahead, it's yours.
No parting words, man. Congrats on the 100. It's been great doing this with you. Love this for years now. So excited to get to 100. Let's get to the next 100.
All right. Thank you again to my co-host, Timothy Troiano, always being in here, always helping out. And again, guys, thank you very much. I will be sending out the tweet in probably 10 minutes. Look out for it. Appreciate you guys. One last thing, Tim. Let's cash those tickets for UFC